Okay. So, um, well, by the way, yay, I look so much better than I did like my first video. So, thank you for that. Today's been a good day. I've talked to some people, which I'm seriously glad about. I have this major question. I don't understand this at all. Like, okay, when it comes to religion, so many people get so fired up. Like, crazy. I mean, seriously. Like, torturing and killing people crazy. It's this huge thing. And I don't understand why. And, well, it just doesn't make sense. Like, okay, how many people have died in the history of the world because of having a different religion? I mean, Christianity, we remember martyrs and we remember saints, but conveniently, we don't remember people that died because they weren't Christian. At least not as much. Like, how about the people that died in the Inquisition? How about people that died during the burning times? How about people that continue to get persecuted all the time now? It's like everyone wants to remember the people that died because of somebody else's religion, especially if it was their religion. But no one wants to look at it as a whole. Like, why do we keep doing this to ourselves as people? You know? And I don't really get it. It's sort of like, how does this make sense? And not that religion is bad. Religion has a lot of psychological and emotional things that are positive to it. We kind of physically need to have something we believe in. Even if we say we don't believe in anything, we still believe that we don't believe in anything. You know what I mean? We need to have this explanation or this view of the world because otherwise we wouldn't know how to explain anything. Sorry. I'm in my new living room, by the way. It's not completely done. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you look at it as a whole, religion is like a channeling device, I feel like. It's a channeling for the energy that's inside of anybody or everybody. Okay? That's why maybe you have something going wrong with somebody and maybe you have like a Christian exorcism, okay? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And then maybe you have like a Hindu sort of exorcism, or maybe you have like a more of a spiritualist version of a like a smudging. And when you do that, the point is it's not that that one religion is wrong, it's failed, it's evil, it's bad, blah blah blah. It's the energy and power that was invested into this ritual. Like, it's one of those things where if you believe in it, it's gonna work. If you feel that connection that this is right for me thing, it's gonna work. That's why some people, if they're deeply devout Christians, their religion, they're more often than not, maybe their ritual will work because they believe in it. It's not that the items themselves hold power, it's how much power they put forth through them. And personally, I'm not Christian. I was when I was younger, and most people are, but I have a lot of issues with Christianity. I can't really get into it. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to feel like every time I feel like I try to talk to somebody about it, they get this feeling of being attacked or they don't understand. And it's not something that I can honestly do. Because whenever you talk to somebody about their religion, it's not like you're trying to insult them because you don't agree with their religion. It's like they take it as an insult because it attacks their character a little bit, but it mostly attacks where they came from, how they were brought up, their families. And you never touch anybody's family. Even in a fight, you don't throw family comments around. You just don't. Nobody does that. That's uncalled for. So when you try to talk to someone about religion, inevitably this happens, whether you like it or not. Even if you don't mean to do it, if you're just trying to talk objectively, no one looks at it objectively. They look at it like a personal attack, and it's not. Like, okay, I believe that a lot of religions have a certain grain of truth. No one is particularly completely right, okay? But they all should deserve respect because there's people's thoughts and feelings and ideas. I feel the same way about books. I don't agree with anyone burning a book just because they don't like it. That is burning someone's opinions and thoughts, and they have every right to think that way, or to express their art that way, or express anything. So, to burn it just because you don't like it is pretty stupid, and it's disrespectful to that person. So, I do not agree with anybody that does that. So, I think it's pretty ridiculous if any fanatic decides that, oh, well, it's okay, I'm going to burn it because it doesn't coincide with my religion. It's like, well, then why the hell did you buy the book? But anyway, it's, you know, they all have a grain of truth. They all have typical things found in them. Usually they have some sort of description of how, how the world was made. They have some sort of description about, you know, unexplained events, um, who rules what, you know, or what happens after we die, things we can't possibly know. We'll probably never know. And so they all have these basic different things. But reason that they're not the same is because of how we as humans perceive it. How we go and take it and say, well, I like this, but I don't like this. Same thing happens in government. You get a lot of different subdivisions of types of government because maybe they like a certain thing about this one branch of government, but they don't like other parts about it. And then they like this other part of government, and then they kind of just mash it together into something that works for them. That's why you have several different types of Christianity. You get Lutheranism, Baptism, Presbyterianism, and then you got the original Catholicism. I mean, there's like a bunch of different deviations of Christianity and views with Christianity because of how people perceive it. Same thing happens in Buddhism. There's two different types of Buddhism. You know, other religions, it's just more about different stuff. And sometimes it's even just about the teachings of the views of a certain person in history that they found that they liked, like, the Buddha, Confucius, Martin Luther, whatever. But it's what works for them. Does that mean we should not respect it as much as like a core religion? No. I mean, if you did that, no offense, but Catholics have a lot of ceremony and various scandals throughout history with Catholicism. No offense to any Catholics, but they're easily can be considered one of the more scandalous sections of Christianity, but they are the original section. So they're the point from which all the deviations come from. I mean, you didn't have Catholicism, you wouldn't have Christianity. At least, well, not really. The Orthodox, I think, would have it too. But anyway, point is that there's, you know, a lot of stuff with that. And it's more about how we perceive it and what helps us to channel. Now, I think it's kind of ridiculous that people, because somebody's a different religion, that they have to go and stereotype them, and they have to go and be like, well, I don't want any of these people living here. And this is a free country, okay? Freedom religion, you're allowed to live wherever the hell you want. So, you know,